Puffy AmiYumi on Cartoon Network.
Yeah, so for now, we're going to stick to the basic three known members of the show, Ami, Yumi, and Kaz. Let's start with the two band members first. Let's start with Ami.
Basically, as I stated, Ami is essentially the preppy, cheerful, and in the cartoon's case, pink-haired schoolgirl who basically always tries to see the bright side in every little thing, regardless of how much it sucks. But be forewarned, she does have a temper.
Yes, that's true. Think of her as if you want to dumb it down for it, think of her like a weird Starfire, but with more pink hair, if you like.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Wouldn't be surprised if they somehow had a collaboration, they became good friends.
Yeah, pretty much.
But yeah, she's just the happy-go-lucky and always trying to spread positivity and joy in the world. But now let's go on to the next member, Yumi.
Yumi is essentially a cynical, sarcastic, tough punk rocker, as I stated. And basically put, she does not take shit from nobody more often than not. Like, she basically will not take shit from people. And because of that, she's usually the one that keeps Ami grounded, though there are times where it's Ami who's had to do the same for her. And contrary to popular belief, guys, Ami and Yumi are not siblings. They're not even remotely related. They just have to be they just have to be childhood friends that decide to start a band together. And believe it or not, while Yumi may act like it in the series, she's actually the younger of the two by 2 years.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, in a way of Yumi's attitude and stuff, you could consider her the Raven of the, if you want to be like that way.
Pretty much. Or if you've ever watched Danny Phantom, she's like Sam Manson, only without the super militant vegetarian kind of thing.
Ugh. No, thank you. I cannot be in a vegan.
Anywho,
right.
Then we have Kaz.
Last but not least, Kaz, the short manager of the group, who's quite the cheapskate if you want to compare his money issues with Mr. Krabs. Take it away, Hazard.
He's basically a short, arrogant, greedy, irritating, irresponsible manager who needs to be burned alive.
Hazard,
take it easy.
Focus.
Take it easy.
Okay, long story short, Kaz means well, apparently, but he tends to let money get in the way of everything, more often than not.
Let's just say Kaz can be good when he can be, but he has his moments. Let's just put it at that. Some of you may like him, some of you may hate him, like Hazard does here. But all we rest our case is Kaz is the manager, and he's the one who drives the bus around and set him up with tours. And let's see, not much else to talk about unless you want to include their pets like Junken and Teki.
That reminds me, the secondary characters of Junken and Teki, the Ami and Yumi's cats.
Mm-hmm.
Basically put, here's the thing, they're normally apparently relatively quiet and well-behaved cats, unless they decide to go to their favorite game of tormenting Kaz.
Pretty
then
much.
All bets are off. They're completely demonic little shits to Kaz.
It's pretty much like real animals in real life. They're nice and calm when you're here and stuff, but once you go outside or leave the door or house for a bit, they just make a mess of the place.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And then there's some... Go ahead.
Well, the only other pet that you can really talk about is like Domo, which Kaz got, which oddly looks like him.
And of course, when called out on it, Kaz says, "I don't see it."
He's quite oblivious.
Very. I think he's just having severe case of denial, but that's just me.
Yep.
Or he just needs bigger glass lenses, but that's besides the point. Any other character we should talk about, or should we move on to more of the show?
Well, the recurring characters, let me think. Anchan, for one, a childhood friend of Ami's, who apparently seems to think he's a superhero incarnate. Not gonna get too far into that one.
Well, there was an episode that kind of explained that during their little Camp Wannabe Sushi or whatever it's called.
True, Camp Wanna
Sushi.
Yeah, that one. Where Ami sort of like really, in order to save All right, I was gonna say this. Long story short, there was an episode where Ami and Yumi were kids, along with little Achan, and a lot of the people got there captured. So Yumi was captured as well, and Ami tried to work with Achan to do this. So Ami was trying to manipulate a bit, I guess you could say, or and trick the monster and Achan of Achan being a superhero, which
surprisingly it worked.
Unfortunately. Because Ami was able to pull off the tricks and sew up powers a bit. He was about to try to quote-unquote shoot lasers from his eyes, knowing that wouldn't work out and Ami could have pulled that off. But luckily in time, the monster surrendered.
Mm-hmm.
Go figure.
And then there's another childhood friend of theirs. I'm trying to remember. I think it was Julie. Yes, Julie she was only in one episode. The final episode of that. And let's just say that girl got problems.
She crazy.
Well, if we're going to talk about problem cases, then we have to get one of the elephants out of the room. Their number one fan and child of the group, Harmony.
Hazard, you're gonna have to swallow your pride.
Yes, Harmony. What? Okay, bluntly put, Harmony becomes a massive headache, in my honest opinion, very quickly. But she basically proclaims herself to be the number one fan of Puffy AmiYumi, and goes to extreme lengths to prove so. She actually stalks them, and oy vey, you guys tell it better.
This goes to the discussion where I was saying last time on the Freakazoid with the whole fanboy thing. There are many different types of fans. The calm and cool ones who just say, hey, I like what you do and stuff, keep it up. The normal, somewhat fans and things like, oh my god, I'm a huge fan and stuff, and you freak out a bit. And things like that. Go swimmingly. And then there's that.
Harmony.
The over-the-board type of fans. Like Fanboy from Freakazoid and freaking Harmony from this show.
Imagine if those two fucking met.
No! 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 No!
But anyway, I guess we could get back to the show. In case now we got some of the characters out of the way. We can tell you one interesting thing. Before every start of the episode, after the wonderful intro that you love to hear, they always have this little IRL skit thing going on with the band members themselves.
Yeah, and they're usually being random as hell, and it's honestly hilarious to watch.
Pretty much, it just shows like when we saw that, it kind of really shows how different they can be behind the whole being on stage and sort of like that. Because not every famous person is gonna be a rich snob or let fame get to the head. They're just normal people like everyone else.
Yep.
But we always enjoyed that.
And it's a real treat to watch because you rarely see cartoons where they blend in live action skits. Hell, there was even some major fourth wall breaking one episode where they accidentally got their voices swapped somehow through some weird, I guess, some kind of weird events. The series is random as hell as is, so we didn't bother trying to rationalize it too much. But the point is, basically, they got their voices swapped, and next thing you know, they end up on the set with their IRL, with IRL characters. At one point, we see in another episode, Kaz accidentally got zapped out into the real world, hanging out with the actual members of Puffy AmiYumi, like IRL. It was hilarious to watch in a way.
Anyway, speaking of the show itself, the show is quite random and hilarious itself. It's got funny moments, never ceases to stop entertaining us. We could agree to that. But I'll discuss more if we like it or not. But there has been some fourth dimensional wall breaking and stuff that would even make our little Deadpool proud of a show that he would enjoy.
I wouldn't be surprised if Deadpool was a fan of theirs.
For all I know, he could be watching this retro review of it now.
Huh?
But I digress. I guess we could get into the discussion now of our favorite episodes, maybe?
Why not?
Crossy, since you're the big fan, you want to go first?
Oh shit. There's so much to choose from, though. Like, all of them are so good.
You're not
wrong. That is true. All of them are good, but there's always got to be that one episode that kind of like speak out to us more. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Well, if you like, I could come back to you.
I can name one, but I'll let Crossy go ahead.
I mean, like, I kind of like the episodes where, like where I can't think of any because like the show is just so good that I can't like explain like which episodes are my favorite because I kind of like all of them.
Oh, poor little Crossy. All right, what about you, Hazard?
I'm not gonna lie, it's a toss-up between 3 particular episodes.
Go ahead.
Okay, so one of them happens to be...
Oh, by the way, before we get into it, spoilers ahead in case if you feel like when we talk about those favorite episodes of ours, just in case if you don't want to see the part. Anyway, continue. Hazard.
Okay, so one of my favorite skits had to be when Ami and Yumi basically got ninja training. That was a fun treat to watch.
That's my favorite food.
And like Yumi was just like super aggressive, overboard like ninja shit, but it was so random and funny. I couldn't help but laugh my ass off, like regardless. Another favorite had to be when what was it? I'm not gonna lie. Another favorite had to be when what was it? I'm trying to remember exactly which episode it was, but there was just so much funny shit that I like Crossy said, there's just a lot of good material to go off of. But another one had to be when Ami flipped out because of a bad picture that she took, and it was just the lengths they went to get rid of all of those newspapers and all the magazines. It was just ridiculous.
Yep.
That is true.
And finally, another episode was when, what was it? And this was just plain funny in my book. How? Okay, it was essentially a parody of it was a Yu-Gi-Oh parody-ish episode. What was it called? Stupido.
Yeah.
Stupido.
And there was this
Stupido.
one dude they both apparently fell for, and it was just so funny, just how they were so. It was both funny and sad to watch them like fall over themselves over this guy who didn't even seem to give 2 shits about them, which is kind of sad. But it was funny because of how ridiculous it got with basically, I guess, the cards themselves. The overall thing was just hilarious to me.
Yeah. Alright. I guess for mine, one of them would definitely be the ninja training for one. I just thought it would be cool. I thought it was cool how Yumi actually became a ninja, but she was also a ninja rock star. That seemed unique to me as well. I like that.
I don't blame you. That was good.
Mm-hmm. And I guess another one of my episodes is the fucking when they were in Tokyo and they were looking at the mangas and stuff. I'm a sucker for mangas and stuff, and just seeing them.
I don't blame you.
Mangas and argue about it. It was just enjoyable itself.
Kind of something like Koi and the Bridge.
Yeah, part 1 and part 2 of those manga episodes, they were just beauty and bliss. And honestly, they were just enjoyable to watch themselves.
You're not wrong. Honestly, like least favorite episodes, I'm not gonna lie. Anything involving the talent suckers, they were just terrible.
They
Like,
kinda suck.
For context on who the talent suckers are, they're a group of band members of 3 people here. Basically, you can guess they're from the way they look and talk and act. They are vampires, but by their name, they don't suck your blood, they suck your talent away, as they did with Ami and Yumi. But another reason they're called talent suckers is they just suck at being a band. They're not good at playing music or doing others, so they even have an episode.
And what were your favorite, least favorites? Because, like I said, any episode involving the talent suckers, like any skits involving them, were just not that good.
Anything involving harmony. Anything involving harmony.
I was about to make that as a very strong second, but at least with harmony, you get some humor out of it. But with the talent suckers, in my opinion, I got no humor out of it.
Yeah.
You say that. Yet there was this one part of Puppy AmiYumi show where there was a Harmony episode, and we just wanted to skip that.
I don't blame you. I'm just I'm trying not to mention Harmony. She is that annoying.
Right. But anyway, as we digress, I can't really say there's too much any episodes I did dislike because it was just all an enjoyable ride.
Pretty much.
Yep.
But for the next part, this will probably pick Crossy's interest of this question. Any favorite music moments or songs that was played during the series?
Oh my god. Because, like I said, there's so much like music stuff because like I kind of like the little musical segments that they have.
If you go on Crossover's channel, people, you'll see a playlist of her having a lot of the Puffy AmiYumi music on the playlist she listens to. Go check out that music if you want to.
Yeah. I personally found the music very generally enjoyable. I can't really pick any favorites per se because here's the thing. As much as I've listened to it, I know Crossy's beaten me by a mile on how many times she's most likely listened to all of their music.
Yeah,
well, like I said,
I love a lot of their music as well, to be honest. And personally, if I had to pick one, I guess my favorite one would be Pure Asia, which is a joyful one in my heart.
Yeah.
And another aspect of the show I liked, I mean, the animation was in some ways basic, but it works. Like, it doesn't have to be over the top, it doesn't have to be super impressive, it just works. I mean, shit, look at stuff like Animaniacs and Freakazoid. They go with relatively simplistic, like, cartoon, like, character designs, but it works.
But yeah, I figured that we throw in that question in there because, as I said, there were some segments of them singing and stuff, which was enjoyable music, we cannot lie.
And on top of that, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Basically put, now here's the thing, technically speaking, the series is unfinished, but this is largely because the creator of the show, again, Sam Register, he basically left the series, like he left, not the series, but he left Cartoon Network, and because of that, there were several episodes that were left unfinished. And there was supposed to be a season 4 to wrap everything up. That's the thing.
Yeah.
But as it stands, Sam Register does not show any indication of, wanting to come back to Cartoon Network. I assume he has his reasons for what he did.
But
because at the time he was the vice president of Cartoon Network itself, and he's currently the president of Warner Brothers Animation and Warner Digital. But yeah, this was the same guy who not only was the creator of Puffy AmiYumi, this is the same guy who made the CartoonNetwork.com website. Like, he was the brains behind that. So this man has a lot of accomplishments. Pay him respects. I mean, regardless of his reason for leaving, I mean, pay the man his respects. He did make a very good series. And even if there are some fans out there who are pissed at him for leaving the Cartoon Network and basically causing the show to get canceled because of that, again, pay the man his just dues, in my opinion.
Or basically like making Cartoon Network plummet to the ground like it is now.
Either way, pay the man his just respects. He's basically got his reasons, and we need to respect that. That's all I'm saying.
And besides, I don't think he would want to come back after what happened.
Like I said, either way, he did a lot of work, but we're getting a little off topic. Either way, now, episodes I can say deserve an honorable mention. Let me think. That one parody of basically ancient Rome where Ami and Yumi were minstrels who had to go to this place called Painful Death Island to find some golden fleece for Emperor Kaz. Yes, the thought of me having to say that out loud makes me want to retch, but anyway. They had to go hunt down golden fleece because Kaz was stupid enough to apparently trade them for a rock. Don't ask. I don't get the logic behind that either. And as a result,
to be fair, this is the same guy who who thought people was an idol, and he just stole everyone's coconuts for profit.
Very true.
You put the lime in the coconut and drink it full up. Put the lime in the coconut.
But also, and as a result, they ran into a Medusa version of Harmony. Oh, good lord.
Ugh.
But like I said, they ran into a Medusa version of Harmony, and as a result of that, they basically they tricked her into essentially turning herself to stone, which was hilarious.
And ironic, since that's how it was done originally in Greece.
Pretty much. But then there were some other episodes. I can't remember every single skit, unfortunately. There were a lot of them. I mean, a lot. Like, there were always at least three per, like a total of 3 per episode. So there was a lot of content to absorb very quickly. But overall, again, a very enjoyable and fun series. It may have had its problems or whatever, but it's still a great series in my opinion. I personally didn't get to watch much of it as a kid, but I'm glad that Crossy brought it up to watch for a retro review way back when.
Yep.
And it's
But anyway.
so I get to enjoy it for myself.
Anyway, but I guess since we're getting to that, I guess it's probably time for the question of, as always, for the end of the show. Does it hold up today? And the answer is yes.
Agreed.
It held up on its humor, its randomness. It's funny. It makes I can honestly understand where Crossy gets most of it from, to be honest. Even though hanging out with her, I still don't get. She's still surprising me too most of the day. But I can honestly say honestly seeing all this, I can honestly say I understand where she gets most of her randomness from.
Agreed.
Yep. Like I said, I mean, it holds up like pretty much like it just makes it identifies me as a random person thanks to the show, like, cause now you guys know where I get my craziness from.
No
Pretty
kidding.
much. But if anything, I think it's a good thing where we know where she got this from, because without it, we wouldn't have our lovable Crossy today.
Exactly. And let's not forget again, peeps, this show could have easily just been rejected from when Register pitched the idea. So it's a good thing they accepted it.
Woo! But anyway, I think this is a good stopping point. Any last comments, you two?
All I have to say is, can someone please torment and or incinerate Harmony and Kaz? Please.
Please.
All right, sir. You need pressure.
To be fair, can you blame me? Especially Harmony. You're the one who said skip an episode involving her.
We already finished the series and we're reviewing it now. We'll review something afterwards.
Yeah, we'll move on. But anyway, but before I put my input, you're the biggest fan of the show. You got anything you want to say?
I gotta say, I'm glad that this show didn't get, like, rejected or anything, because, like, seeing the show and seeing Puffy AmiYumi, like, seeing a cartoon that's centered around a J-pop group, I mean, that is something Cartoon Network hasn't done, and I'm glad, like, they created this, because this is something that Cartoon Network has done right.
Agreed. This was one of the few good shows they definitely did right. And at least they got as far as they did before, again, Register had to leave. But I assume, again, he has his reasons. And as far as I know, I think there's been a petition the last year or two to bring the show back, but I could be wrong. I have to look more deeply into that. What do you guys think? Should the show be brought back?
Yeah.
I think so.
Oh, yeah, I can. Hopefully, if it does get brought back, either it'd be nice if it had some reruns of the good shows, or possibly get a proper reboot, not the way the other shows did.
Or in other words, they do what they
did
did with Samurai Jack and basically do a continuation to, wrap it up. Again, there was supposed to be a 4th season, but for reasons that didn't happen.
Right. Well, anyway, I believe it's time to end this here. we hope you enjoyed this wonderful Wars of Retro Wars. Be sure to subscribe whichever channel you're on, mine, Crossings or Hazards, watching this. We'll be sure, and we hope you enjoy whatever our wonderful crossover has edited for us, for your enjoyment of clips in here and there. And we like to, and as always, I like to thank my two warriors, my science person Hazard of Chaos.
Fuck off. I'm a sarcastic asshole. Get it right.
Yeah. The wild card of the group crossed over for that.
Yeah, yee.
And the leader of the Retro Warriors himself, me, Bardock the Elite Fighters, or Justin B, whichever you prefer to call me, myself. But I guess we'll see you all next time on Retro Warriors. Say bye, guys.
Later, peeps. Now, Justin,
let's do this together.
I'm gonna have to use my fucking incinerate on you.
Let's do it together, guys. Let's do it together. Let's say goodbye.
Do what together?
In a one.
Wait, you're not telling us what to do.
You know what? What did they say at the end of every episode,
We have to
Justin?
say bye, boo.
Okay. Jesus Christ. Next time say it instead of making us count on it.
Okay.
Alright.
Ready?
Yep.
Yes.
3, 2, 1.
Bye,
Boo.
Wow! Hey, swapping rides was a pretty cool idea, huh, Batman?
Interesting transportation aesthetic.
There's just one thing the Batwing has that my disc doesn't.
And what would that be?
Brakes!
Static Shock next Saturday at 8:30, 7:30 Central and Pacific on Kids WB.
The world is yours. Hi, Puffy, AmiYumi. Saturday at 11:30. Only on Cartoon Network.
For the next time on Retro Warriors.
Feel the storm, it's coming.